Yesterday, I walked through the hallway and I met a very cool group of ladies from Spain. And they asked me and they said, "Hey Fabian, can we ask you some questions?" I said, "Yes, of course." And we did a little interview and it was fantastic. I love the questions. And one of the questions was, how long did you need to become a diamond? And I was thinking about it and I came to a conclusion. I said exactly 36 years. Because that's my age. The diamond is a rank in jeunesse, but in reality, diamond defines the person you have become on the way. Okay? Thank you. So, and everyone has a story, and every moment in your life defines you. And moments, or collection of moments, is life, or life is a collection of moments. You can say it either way. And making mistakes is part of life, as long as we learn from them. And trust me, I learned a lot in my life. How many of you learned a lot in your life by doing mistakes? Exactly. And I would like to tell you a little bit about my story, at least the last 4 years. And there were many moments where I was in fear, where I didn't believe in myself, where I was close to failure, and I even had failure. But these moments defined me, and I'm pretty sure most of you had similar actions or similar situations. So, how many of you had a life before network marketing? Most of you, right? Of course, me too. I was a gym owner. I used to live in Spain, on Canary Islands. We had a little gym. It was running pretty well. And my wife and me, we left the country in 2006 to fulfill that dream. It was a cool time, but then financial crisis came and it became harder and harder to succeed. So what actually happened at one point, we had to terminate a lot of contracts of our employees, and we found ourselves back in the gym from 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the nighttime, every day, 7 days a week. And then we asked ourselves, is that what we really want in your life? And the quality of your questions defines the quality of your life. And we said, that's not what we want. And we were looking for opportunities, and guess what? We found network marketing. So we started to work in network marketing, and we did it part-time, like everyone. And I was doing quite good in the beginning, but I had no duplication at all. I felt like there were 2 people working in my whole team. Guess who it was? My wife and me. Nobody else. How many of you know that feeling? Of course, some of you can relate to it. So I called my sponsor and I said, "Hey, Daniel, I don't understand it because I'm good in what I do. I'm good in that business what I do, but I don't get along." And he said, "You need to come to an event." And I said, "Okay, what is an event? What I need an event for? I'm a business owner. I don't need an event, right?" So he invited me and he said, "You know, it's pretty cool because in 2 weeks' time from now, we will have a huge event in Germany. You have to come there." And I had so many excuses not to go. I said, "Hey bro, it's 4,500 kilometers. It's the flight. I can't live my business alone. I can't leave my wife in the business without me. How should that work?" And I had many excuses. And you know what? The excuses were real for me. But he kept on promoting and he said, "You really need to come. It's the biggest event we've ever done. Austria, Switzerland, Germany, they all will come." And I said, "There's no flights." He said, "No worries." The next day he calls me at 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Yes." He says, "You know what? I found a flight for you." I was like, what? This guy, he's serious. He promotes me so hard. You can give a round of applause for that. So, he promoted that one so hard that I understood, okay, I have to go. We made it possible. I flew in to the biggest event ever happened so far. That one. 25 people, 4,500 kilometers, 25 people in a little room. But you know what? That thing changed everything. That little event with 25 people changed not only my life, but changed the life of thousands of people, because many of you here in the room wouldn't be there if we wouldn't have met at that meeting. Because network marketing is a ripple effect. Your decision influences a lot of other people, and you need to understand that. From that point on, my learning was you have to promote every event, not for yourself, but for your partner, because it can change their life. And I'm very thankful that he did that job and promoted so hard. So go out, promote every event like crazy, and the next event is coming up in Frankfurt. How many of you have your tickets already for Frankfurt? Okay, so the ones who didn't raise the hand yet, get your ticket and get your team on board. That's the next important event. We took a decision. We went back to Germany and we started from zero. We sold our gyms and we had a great plan. The plan was, we take the money from the gyms and we have 2 years to build a network marketing business step by step. The problem was, the guy we sold the gyms to had a different plan. He never paid us. So we moved back to Germany and that was all we had. 2 dogs, 2 bags, and 2 golf trays. Don't ask me what the golf trays were for. I don't play even golf, but looked cool at the airport, okay? So that was all we had, and then we found out that there's no money on the bank. So we had no money, we had no contacts, and we had to start from scratch. But we took the decision to do it. So we haven't had time for an apartment, so luckily my grandmother said, hey, you know what? You can live in my house. That's my grandma. We call her Grandmother Betty. And thank you. And she let us live in her house, and we lived in the attic, 30 square meters in total. And there's a funny story about that one, because one day Daniel came to us and he asked me, he said, hey, can I use the bathroom? He said, yeah, of course, it's around the corner. So he goes. He comes back, he says, there's no door. And I was like, yeah, you need to take the door from the kitchen. You take it in the bathroom, and you hang it in. We had no money for a new door. So then I had to give a car away. I had a leasing car. It was pretty cheap, 200 euros per month, but I couldn't afford it. So what to do? You need a car. So what did I do? I saved money, 650 euros, and I bought that very fancy model. It's called the Hello Kitty Mobile. Why is that? Because you see on the back it still says hello. I could scratch off the kitty. But where the steering wheel was, there was a big patch, almost 1 meter, with Hello Kitty symbols on it, and I couldn't get it off. When you turned it on, it was blue lights inside and underneath the car. It was pretty. And when I went to the meetings, people would say, hey, Fabian, are you coming? I said, yes, of course I'm coming. Are you coming with your car? Yes, I do. You know what to do. Yes, park around the corner. So I was ashamed for that car, but you know what? When I was having success later on, I drove that car until I was a Ruby director, and I didn't change it. So, but later on, but then came a time where it was getting pretty hard for us. And I wasn't making enough money. We were not in Jeunesse yet. I was still with another company before. But even though I understood everything, I learned the skills, and I was good in sales, and I knew what duplication is, some part was missing. And I lost a little bit of motivation. And I did less for network marketing and the money went down, and I was in fear because I had no substance to live. I haven't had enough money coming in. So I had to take a decision, and I had to do a step back, and I got an employment. After being 12 years, being self-employed, being successful, I took a step back and being employed. I didn't like it, but I had to do it. And sometimes in life, you have to take that step back to do a jump forward, okay? That's something what everyone has to do. Thank you. One person likes it, see? So, and what happened then is, one day I came home, and I was at the point of quitting. And you heard Randy saying yesterday morning, Randy said, in network marketing, you don't fail, you quit. And I was so close to quit. I went home from work. I was depressed because I didn't like it. I didn't do anything more for my business. And there was a friend sitting and my wife. And both of them said, Fabian, we need to talk. I said, okay, what's going? It's about you. I said, okay, what happened to your passion? I said, what do you mean? I said, you were on fire for that thing, but you're not doing it anymore. And I said, yeah, you know, the truth is, and first time in my life I spoke out of my heart. Trust me, all the ladies, men do not like to speak out of their hearts. We just don't like it. But this day, because it was my best friend and my wife, I said, you know what? The problem is, I'm not good enough. I see all that people on stage. I see these diamonds and double diamonds and even sapphire leads, but I don't feel I can do it. I think I'm not good enough. And it was so hard for me opening my heart, and I actually expected they say, it's okay, Fabian, no worries. But then one sentence changed everything. My friend Christian, he turned to me and said, you know what, Fabian? I understand your emotions, but I have one simple question. If you stop now doing that business, what will happen to all the people you promised showing the way? What will happen to all the people you promised you will lead them? You gave them a dream. If you stop, they will stop. Still today, it gives me goosebumps because that was the moment when I understood what the word why means. And why was the missing piece. I had no reason to do it. And I understood I have to change perspective and put it on the people instead of putting focus on myself. And then we were very lucky because then Jeunesse came into our lives. They acquired the company we were working with before, and we were invited to Munich. And it's exactly two years ago. And it was the first meeting we ever attended. Jeunesse University Munich. How many of you have been there? Some of you. 1,000 people. 8 times more right now here in the room in just 2 years. It's so crazy. And we went out and we started to do the meetings. We started to enroll people without even having a back office. We just had blank papers. We noted their credit cards, we did their orders, whatever they needed, and we just started and we transferred the vision. And what was so impressive, Scott Lewis came on stage that day and he said, we will be the company who will break the record, and we go from 540 million to 1 billion this year and beyond. And we said, we believe that guy, we better go with it. And that was the vision we told everyone. And that it had so much impact that so many people said, we want to be part of the vision. So my learning is, you need to go out with your vision, with the vision of Jeunesse, and please let people know what we have, because we have something what so many people want in their lives. From then on, basic work. People ask, how do you become a diamond? Do the basics, just do them more often than other people do them. And it goes automatically. So we went from small meetings to bigger meetings. And of course, nowadays, you know where we're sitting right now. It's a huge meeting, isn't it? And my last thing is, live the life you deserve. Jeunesse made it possible for us to live a life we really wanted. We've seen, just in the last 2 years, we have seen, I would say, like 20 to 30 different countries, more than 90 different cities. And trust me, I would never have had the chance as a business owner, neither as a person being employed for someone, to see those incredible places. And I would like to show you, before I leave the stage, just a 1-minute video, pretty short, because that one was the biggest dream my wife and me ever had. Since 11 years, we were dreaming of going to that incredible place. We wanted to marry there. We could not. We had no money. Afterwards, we thought a vacation was too expensive. And then Jeunesse said, you know what? The next diamond trip will be there. And that for me is the most emotional video. It's just 1 minute, but I would like to be part of what I call the diamond lifestyle. How just a little part, how the life as a diamond can be. That video is so emotional for me And I tell you why. That's a group we've been with in Cancun, by the way, on a catamaran. Some of you have been there. And it's so great to share that experience with others. Did our life change within the last 4 years? I would say yes. But that's not the question. The question is, can your life change? The question is if you are ready to take the decision. The question is if you are a step up to the next level. If you say, today is the last day, I will be like I am, and I can achieve whatever I want in life. That's the only thing. And if you say, this weekend, yes, I took a decision, I want to take the next level, I want you to stand up for a second. If you're the person who says, yes, I did it, I will do it, I will go all the way to the top, please stand up for a second. Exactly. Almost everyone wants it, and I want to see all the people up there standing up, because I was sitting up there one day. Exactly. Daniel was sitting there. All the other diamonds were sitting there. And last but not least, 3 words, because deep in your heart, you know it. You are a diamond. And we're going to say it together. I am a diamond. But I want you to say it like you believe it. Are you ready? With how much percentage? Exactly. 1, 2, 3. I am a diamond. I am a diamond. I am a diamond. Thank you. See you at the beaches of the world.